And hello guys, today we're back in Sonic Speed Simulator for my updated 7 tips on how to gain XP the quickest that you can in-game. So, I'm not going to bore you with any explanations, I'll just get straight into the tips. So, tip number 1 is to vary your route up a bit. Never really run the same route, because the XP takes some solid time to respawn. And if you go in the same sort of small loop every time, the XP won't have had a chance to respawn. You'll be getting much less XP than you could have if you varied your route, took a lot of unexpected turns. Like here, I can just turn off and go backwards, back down this way, which isn't a turn I would usually take, but I've already been down there, so the XP wouldn't have respawned quickly enough. Right. So you should always just be taking an unpredictable route. It'll gain you more XP, and then your normal route's XP will respawn. You can go back down there. Now, tip number 2 is definitely the most important tip of getting good chows. Your chows are your biggest XP multiplier. So I'll show you a few good chows that you can get. I'll link a few in the description with codes, but realistically, you can get these very quickly. These are the hologram chows from the Hologram Havoc part of the Shadow event. With these chows, I have a separate video going over how to do the Shadow event, so just go and watch that if you want to find out how to get these quickly. But then also, for the best XP chows in the game, you are going to want to go to the Dr. Eggman boss fight, because from that you earn spins which go towards a wheel which contains the best XP, damage and ring chows in the game as of right now. So I would always recommend to spin this wheel as much as you can, and to just run as much Dr. Eggman as you can late game, because it starts to become the only real thing you can do. So you might as well do it, get yourself good chows, get a lot of red rings and just level up the chows and get to fusing them. So in this wheel you have the Detective and the Traveler Chow, which are, as of now, 2 of the best XP chows in the game. The Light Chaos is slightly better than the Detective, but not by too much, not by a considerable amount. So just go for a full team of maxed out Detectives, and you will be good. Now, tip number 3 is to do your quest as quickly as possible, and to maybe rebirth right before you finish the quest, because most quests will give a very good amount of XP for the stage of the game that you should be at when doing them. So rebirthing right before will get you up to another solid level. If you're in Emerald Hill, definitely into the hundreds, maybe later along Tails line as well. The quests, if I show you an example, Knuckles here, he gives a very solid amount of XP with all of his quests, 875 mil, 750, 500. Now, tip number 4 is along the same lines, and that's to do your adventures. These are like quests that recharge every 4 hours once you complete them. So you can see they're giving 431 mil XP and 3 billion XP from Knuckles' adventure. It's by far the best adventure. It's a rather easy quest for the rewards, so always keep up to date on your adventures. Now, tip number 5 is you can use boosts to try and get rings quicker and XP quicker. So, these boosts, they can come from either codes or adventures. The code boosts I will link in the bottom, but adventures, they have a chance that with all the rewards you get a boost for a certain amount of time. Sonic, it's 5 minutes, Tails, it's 10 minutes, Knuckles, it's 20 minutes of a random boost. This can be triple rings, triple XP, or magnet. I would recommend trying to get up a magnet and a triple XP boost at the same time if you're running for only XP. Now, tip number 6 is, if you can't play actively, yes, it's not the best, but I would still recommend, if you still want to be running and getting some XP and progress in the game, hop on auto run. It's not the quickest, but it's still something, and if you have a magnet platform, that's even better because it will actually collect a lot of XP things, though it does go in the same sort of loop, so that defies my earlier tip, and that's why it won't gain XP as quick as if you were in person grinding. Now, lastly, tip number 7 is, if you are pretty rich in Robux and you're willing to spend them, there are passes in the shop which can give you 2 times levels, infinite magnet, 2 times skill pieces, 2 times skills bonuses, which are all pretty useful for getting XP, and they will definitely increase your gain. Though if you can't get them and you don't have the Robux to, don't worry about it because they're definitely not required. I don't have any of them and I'm still at a solid point in the game, so all of you can definitely do similar. Well, that's it for my 7 updated tips on how to gain XP quicker in Sonic Speed Simulator. Have a good day and have fun grinding.